following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Steve Denis.
Well, the bad news, the Cowboys don't play a game again until Halloween night. We're going to miss the excitement, the entertainment, the success. The good news, the Cowboys don't play a game again until Halloween night, since Dak gets to limp around in a walking boot for the next, 7 to 10 days. I'm Steve Denis, happy to be here. We got Clarence E. Hill Jr. Wave to the camera, Clarence. Now that you know it's there, of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, we got Nick Eatman of all Dallas Cowboys media.
Tell your boss,
I'm
sir.
stretching.
He's
I'm
management
tired.
now, so be nice around Nick. And we got Jon Machota from The Athletic over here and his podcast. All right, so that's first. No break for Dak, which is unfortunate. He said he just continues to take punches. Everybody else is going to get a breath, relax a little bit. Dak's not. He's got to get treatment, lay around, and get that calf better. What thoughts do each of us have about that in general? Machota, you first.
Well, I think my biggest takeaway from this was how he acted when he walked into that room. If he thought it was something real serious, he was not going to be joking and laughing like he was. Like, he knew we all saw him in this walking boot, and his tone set the tone for the rest of us. And then immediately people started laughing, joking. He was laughing, joking back with everyone. At that point, I was like, I don't think that this is going to be that serious. Like as soon as you hear calf, Rich Dalrymple says it's a calf strain. Anybody that covers his team, anybody that follows his team closely automatically thinks, oh, Michael Gallup had a calf strain. We haven't seen him in forever. But the way that Dak kind of set the tone by joking about it, it made me kind of think that it wasn't as serious. But then about 10 minutes later when we left, Clarence, and we were standing out there by the buses and he walked by and how much he was limping with it, I was like, if I post a video of this right now, people are going to be very concerned.
That's Dak Prescott leadership. This is him, just leadership. I'm going to present this face in front of the public that I'm fine, even though he's dying inside.
I like that he made it about you guys. I'll give you guys something to talk about for 2 weeks and wasn't even concerned about himself.
Well, I mean, for me, I got a chance to see him just a few minutes earlier than that, coming off the field, and you could just tell he had a grimace. And you could tell there was a lot of pain there, and it's got to be managed right. That calf's got to be managed. I mean, I can speak from experience. If you don't manage your calf injury, you'll deal with it for years. So I'm saying, and they will. The Britt Brown and those guys, they'll manage it. But I mean, so if he doesn't get to go to Vegas or Cabo, if he does that,
the Cabo trip.
So
wow.
So what you're saying is that between him walking off the field to come and talk to us, there was a few minutes there that he got some happy juice.
I hope he did.
He got some happy juice.
I think
not everybody's like you, Clarence.
No, what I'm saying is, they treated it. They put the cast on. They gave him something for the pain, okay?
No, because he just said 10 minutes after that he was still limping.
No, it was because the boot is, it's
hard to walk.
It's hard in. Yeah. So he was trying to run to the way. We were making fun because we were talking to him. I was talking to him. I said, "Stop, slow down," because he was trying to run to the butt. Like, why are you trying to run? You're in a boot. There's no one helping him. He has no crutches. It's him in that boot trying to scoop.
And
weight on him.
I know the weight on him, but I'm just saying he's by himself.
Can you imagine, guys? Not everyone's here. Who? Dak Prescott's not here.
Tell him to hurry up.
But the other thing, though, is if it was a little bit more serious like that, I don't think he'd be in a walking boot. I think he would have been on crutches, or maybe not even have done a post-game press conference.
I agree.
The feeling was like, oh, this is going to be a big deal to you guys because I'm in this boot right now. But I'm not as concerned as you guys are going to be.
That's how I felt in training camp. Okay, I felt that if the shoulder was serious, they would have got him right off the field. If this is a major injury, you're going to get him off the field and you're going to do whatever, go 24/7. Let's get this thing fixed. All the money you spent, but the fact that they didn't told me that it wasn't as serious as it wasn't that serious. Now certainly they were cautious with as they should have been, but it's the same way with this. because he spoke to the media, that tells me it wasn't that serious. Now, it could be nagging. It still could be one game. I don't know, but it's not a major injury. But
well,
it's a setback.
I think that you do get a feel for that kind of stuff when you're around the team, but that kind of stuff changes too because he's already been through the one MRI. They're saying, okay, doesn't look that bad. Now we'll revisit it Monday. My question, this is a very serious question. Do you think it would make more sense for him to miss the Minnesota game instead of getting him ramped up and ready for the Minnesota game? I mean, you're talking about a 17-game season this year. Why not give him the extra week, miss the Minnesota? You got a 3-game lead in the division.
Right, but they might not look at it that way. The medical staff might not be like, a week is going to be that much difference. It might be like, yeah, if we could give you 2 months off, it'll make a big difference. But 1 week, and here's the other thing, like Dak Prescott is a guy who that if he can even come close to playing, he's going to play regardless of what he can do during the week. I mean, he's said many times, I mean, how he has gotten every job in whether it was high school, college, pro, is by somebody else getting injured. He doesn't want anybody else going out there to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, regardless of situation. So I don't see, as long as he can go out there and play, and then it's kind of goes back to...
Have you seen those backups?
But he could.
Well, there's that, and I'm not talking about him losing the job. I'm saying it's a mentality that you have that you're like, this is my job. That nobody else is going out there and is going to do my job. I don't care who you are.
But he could be wrong. He could be wrong for the betterment of the team.
And the other thing is, I was going to say too, real quick, is that like with a Tyron Smith, like every time that he gets hurt, you're just kind of like. Yeah, even Tyron at 50%, you'd rather have him than the next guy at 100. It's the same thing going to your point about their backup quarterbacks. Like, you would rather have Dak out there even if he's only 50%.
Yeah, but for me, though, and I've heard this, and I think this happened. I believe it happened to Kevin Durant. You got to be careful on the fact that the calf injury could lead to other things. I mean, that happened with an Achilles, and I'm not saying the knee bone's connected to the hip,
it is
all that, but I mean, you got to be careful with that. So yeah, he can play on that.
But do you think 1 week really would make that big?
It might.
It might.
It really might, John. I mean, I for this situation, I answer your question by saying if he's ready, then I'd play him. If he's not ready and he's just going to limp around, and because I do think this is one of those injuries that could make it worse.
And I wouldn't leave it up to him.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't leave it up to him.
It could make it. I think that the knee bone connected to all that stuff.
Yeah.
No, what is it connected to?
I don't know. It's hip bone, leg bone, all of that stuff.
Thigh bone,
the calf
bone. But I guess my point is, this is all connected to the ankle, the same leg. I'm sure that that's part of the concern. It's not a coincidence that he strained the right calf, the same right calf that's connected to the right ankle that he injured a year ago, and he's in year after surgery. I mean, some of this stuff happens when you whether it's overcompensating with something is weaker or whatever else. The ankle is fine, but those other muscles in those legs, things tend to happen, and this could be part of that. And clearly, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a leg doctor, but I'm saying that those are the things that I was thinking about, and certainly as you go forward. It is the Vikings game, and you do have a 5-1 record. And I think it's okay if you want to be cautious.
I talked to a doctor who actually said, thank God it was the same foot. Because he's like, if it wasn't the same foot, if it was the left calf, he had a right ankle injury,
right ankle.
If it was the left calf, he said that would be way more problematic because he's going to be compensating and leaning on it a lot more because that's what you do when you walk. You lean on your other one. He's like, I'm glad it is the same one.
Well, here's the code of the NFL.
I didn't understand that at first, but I get it now.
That is interesting. Yeah, the code of the NFL, and that's why I love the NFL more than the NBA and Major League Baseball because they do try to get everybody ready for the next game. That is the basic code of the league.
Also because you have so much
there's only
time off in
16
between.
of them.
Right.
And there's a lot of time
They
in between.
hustle to get people ready to play, and that's what they always do. And you don't just go, you know what, why don't you just kick back and they don't do that. They do that in other sports. Christian McCaffrey tried to get back in for Carolina, and he had a setback. On IR for 3 weeks. He's trying to get back.
Dak Prescott's ankle was pointed the opposite direction. He tried to bang it on the turf.
He tried to get it
you're
back.
going to try to play. It's only 16 of them. And
17, sir.
17 now.
16, this year. But 17 of them, since we're going to be
18 next year, 20 in 2 years, 24.
Unlike 82 and 160, whatever, yes, you want to get them to be able to play. But if they can't play, they can't play.
And the last thing you want to do is leave it up to the player.
Yeah.
You don't
want
want Dak saying, "Oh, I'm fine, guys. Don't worry about me." I mean, it's one game. I would think, judging by other people who have had this, I remember years ago Eatman had it, and he was complaining about, man, what a nagging little injury, this calf. But it seems to be that kind of an injury.
Now, one thing to note, and we know that Michael Gallup had it, but from the Cowboys' point of view, that it's different for a quarterback and a receiver because you're asking the quarterback to do less than what
they don't jump, basically.
All of that. You don't ask your receiver has to do much more on it, which is why Gallup is taking much longer to come back than what you would think that Dak could play with it what Michael Gallup could.
We'll just see Monday, I guess, is where to leave that. But
well, he's not practicing next week, right? We won't see Monday.
No, but you know what?
What they're playing is
you
may see Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, Mike McCarthy won't tell us, but Jerry will.
Well, but we're
going to get him on
the Cowboys.
He'll say it on the radio.
The Cowboys transactions might tell you as well. I mean, now let's just say right now that they say he's out. Let's just say he's out. Do you think anything would change? They've got Cooper Rush. They've got Will Greer?
No, that won't happen.
Will Greer?
He's vaccinated.
It doesn't matter. They're going to go with Cooper Rush.
I'm kidding.
He's been around.
Did you just say Cam Newton?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. All I'm saying is do you think if they knew right now he was going to miss one game, nobody's coming in here?
I wouldn't think so.
Rush?
You guys know
Greer,
better than me, but I wouldn't think so.
You just go with it.
Rush Greer.
Well, I'm just saying, to practice, you have to practice. You have to. I mean, Danucci's not getting called up. I get it. I'm just saying, this is who you have here.
We can't even get a package of plays for him.
Are you leading us somewhere, Nick?
No, I'm just asking that question. I'm actually just kind of talking my way through this. So because of that, then no, they're not going to do anything. Because I mean, a lot of times you can just say, all right, well, how's this cornerback doing? Is he okay? It's Thursday. He's not practicing. It's like, well, they didn't sign anyone. They actually cut a backup from the practice squad. He's playing, or they would have brought someone in here. So I really just wasted our time.
No, it's wonderful. I don't think
just talking in circles.
Me personally, I don't think it would be a bad idea to sacrifice the one game for the remaining 10. I just don't think it would be a bad idea.
It isn't. If medical professionals tell you the 1 week will mean everything.
Could mean a lot. Yeah.
But I just don't know that 1 week is going to be like, oh, did you get the 1 week off? Yeah, I'm good now. I'm ready to go. I don't
but
even
that's
need an
3 weeks. It gives him 3 weeks of inactivity.
It's not 1 week, it's 3 weeks. So,
instead of 2. Yeah. I think it could make a huge difference.
Yeah,
but who knows?
1 week, though. It's 1 week from where he is.
Still just 1 week, yeah.
But honestly, though, when you just think about just different injuries that you might have had, I mean,
like my pinky from a week ago that still hasn't healed.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, what happened?
It just bleeds all the time.
Yeah,
it just won't stop bleeding. I cut it right here, cleaning this last Wednesday.
I didn't hear that. You cut it. Oh no, you cut it at work. Oh my goodness.
No, work must come.
Did that ever happen to you, Clarence?
Yeah, it helped me out here too. Right. My finger's still messed up.
I forgot.
All right, let's move on. It's Media Mash. Steve Denis here with Jon Machota, Nick Eatman, Clarence E. Hill Jr. That game Sunday was such an interesting game. There was so much going on, bad and then good and then bad for both teams. Just a real weird one. And the Cowboys showed something by coming out of there with the win, which is something they haven't done in that place in a very, very long time. So I thought it would be fun for each of us to give our main take from this win by the Cowboys in Foxborough, because there's a lot of ways we can go with this. Everybody give a take that was on their mind from this one. We'll react to it, and then we'll go down the line and move into the next segment. Machota, you first.
I just thought it was a huge road win because of who you were going against in Bill Belichick. And I know that a lot of fans were like, who cares, like going into the game? Like, they don't have Brady, and their roster isn't as talented as typical Pats teams of the past, but I don't care. Bill Belichick is Bill Belichick, and you saw early in that game that they were doing things that you weren't expecting. The Cowboys talked about, Mike McCarthy talked about, they saw things that they didn't see all year long from the Patriots. Like, this was going to be a true test in Foxborough, although the weather wasn't bad at all. That's when you want to play in Foxborough. I just thought it meant a lot for who they beat, and then to go on the road and do that. And then it just took it to another level that there were several times in that game that they could have lost that game, and they didn't. They continued to find ways even when it was late. I think there's a lot of teams, the majority, almost all teams, would have lost that game after they get the pick six and immediately come back and give up that long touchdown. That's going to knock a lot of teams out. And they just kept fighting. And then I thought about how it reminded me a little bit of the Pittsburgh game in 2016. Yeah. That's the last time that I felt like they had a win like this, similar to this on the road.
Yeah, and that was also a game where, they need to be tested. Like, all right, rookie, can you go there and win? Can you do this and win? And the same type of thing. Can this team go to New England and win? And for me, it was just they played ugly in the first half. They did a lot of things that you shouldn't do to win games on the road. But when you figure out a way to do it, you figure out a way to win, maybe you are a really good football team. And you can't keep doing it all the time, but to go in there and with all those situations and play like they did and still find a way, I think it's a sign of that they can be pretty special when they can put it all together.
Yeah, I never thought they had a chance to lose that game until the holding and the unsportsmanlike.
Oh, yeah.
3rd and 25, okay, fine. I just knew they were going right down the field, especially because that was after they converted to 4th and 4.
Right.
Okay, so, they're going to get the field, they're going to kick this field goal and go in overtime and win the game. I never thought they'd lose the game, but 3rd and 25 is something to overcome. And then, of course, one play.
Just piece of cake.
And 3rd and 25, because even if they get in range, you're like, well, I just saw Greg Zuerlein's last kick. Like, I don't know how comfortable you feel.
How far it's going to be, right? All of that. But if you look at the numbers at the end of the game, they dominated the game. They were the better team.
All right, what were you guys thinking at halftime when it was 14-10 New England?
I finished my thoughts.
Oh, there's an irony.
No, I'm leading you to your next thought. That's where you were going.
All right, you start. It's like we'll just
took all my thoughts. My main thought,
halftime,
taking away from the game was at the beginning of the game. We talked all week about them taking away the Cowboys' best option. And they're gonna take away your right hand. You gotta use your left hand. Take away your fastball. And they tried to stop the run.
Did a damn good job in the first half.
They did a damn good job in the first half. But one thing we all know, which Bill Belichick and these experts don't know, the best part of this team is Dak Prescott in the passing game. Dak Prescott in the passing game.
Yeah, if he would have let him run early, that game would have been over early. If you would have let Zeke start running and he had like 100 at half, that game would have been over. The pass would have been blown out.
Yes, but they were getting ready. First of all, he scored on 4th and 1.
I'm going to go with Bill.
CD should have scored the touchdown.
I'm going to go with Bill on this. I think his plan was pretty sound. For the
CD
team he has.
Scored a touchdown. That game would have been over. It was some fluky things that happened early, but the most passing yards ever against the Bill Belichick coach team, the most yards total against the Bill Belichick coach team. They ran 82 plays. They did not stop the Cowboys offense, and they did not stop Dak Prescott. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna take a break right here. I'm gonna give an opinion that you guys are gonna hate. I think. Maybe.
Most of the time.
I think this game showed how much the NFL is changing. And I will make my case, but I think it's positive for Cowboys fans because I think it shows that the Cowboys are a true Super Bowl contender. So let me throw my take out next and see if these guys throw stuff at me on Media Mash.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar. And a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere. And a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
There's nothing as unique as our eyes, which is why Essilor pioneers ways to make lenses as unique as you. Varilux for super sharp vision, Essential Blue for protection, and Crizal for freedom from glare. 3 cutting-edge solutions in a single unique lens. So whatever your needs, insist on Essilor. Visit your local Essilor experts and find the perfect lens for you. See more, do more, Essilor.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash is indeed the name of the get-together. We're doing it Tuesday because of the bye week, typically Wednesday and Thursday at 4 o'clock. Tell all your friends. We'd love to have you along here on DallasCowboys.com radio. Steve Denis, Jon Machota, Nick Eatman, Clarence E. Hill Jr. mashing things up on this Tuesday as the Cowboys go away for the bye week, which makes this weekend of the NFL interesting, but a lot less interesting. All right, here we go. Here we go with my take on that New England game. And I've been formulating this for a while. I think the NFL's changing a bit. I think that there was so much going on in this game that we could criticize McCarthy for, we could criticize Quinn for, we can find criticisms all over the place. 4th and 1 on your first possession at the 34. It was something that, by the way, Brandon Staley with the Chargers has done 4 times already this year. He goes for it on 4th and down. He doesn't care where they are because he's got a magic man in Justin Herbert. I don't care what happens in a long NFL game anymore. To me, if you have certain ingredients, none of it matters. And it starts with the magic man. Who's got a magic man? Dak Prescott is a magic man in the NFL. Lamar Jackson, I mean, you know the list. Brady, Mahomes, Rodgers, Murray, maybe Stafford, maybe Herbert. If you've got that and your team has explosive playmakers, Nick's falling asleep.
No.
Your team is relentless.
Yes.
Which means you never stop. You're relentless. You have resiliency in your makeup and timeliness. Now, that's the big one. And that's the one that's going to come into play for the Cowboys. How timely are they when it matters later? Because this is all about winning a playoff game. But anyway, none of what happened in this game, we could pick on this and 4th and 1 and 12 penalties and, oh my God, they gave up a 75-yard touchdown right after they got a pick 6 from Diggs. None of it matters. If you've got the magic man and those 4, you just keep going. Dak keeps putting a clinic on. So does Lamar. Mahomes, he's kind of, that's what Kansas City's been doing for 3 years. Nobody criticizes Andy Reid for clock mismanagement anymore because they've got Mahomes. Let him go win the game and forget it all. It cures everything. And this Cowboys team, we can all take a break. We don't need to criticize McCarthy for going for it on 4th and 1 from his own 34 in the first possession because Dak will make it all right later.
That's not how this works, Steve.
It is how it works in the new NFL.
No.
There's about 8 teams that have the right ingredients. Nobody's criticizing McDermott for going for it to win the game last night because he's got Josh Allen. They're going, oh, of course, you're letting Josh go win the game. He's got a good enough team where he's just going to do what the players would love that he does. It's a new NFL. It's Magic Man and about 4 ingredients and see who is the – now, the rest of the teams are screwed. They can't play like this. The Cowboys can play like this. They can overcome anything and keep going and keep going. So resiliency, relentlessness, timeliness, boom, they win the game.
So what happens when they face one of those other 8 teams that have the same ingredients?
In the playoffs.
And they have the same ingredients.
Yep.
And then the decision-making by Mike McCarthy comes into play.
Well, I still don't think it will. Do you think that Arians' decision-making came into play last year when Brady was leading his team to win the Super Bowl? No. Brady had it under control.
They won the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl. I'm talking about if they don't win.
But what happened?
If they don't win, then it comes into play.
Well, right. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
You got to win.
It comes down to, like, if you've got a poker hand, if you got pocket aces and you got pocket aces, that usually you're going to win. But if someone else also has the same hand,
how you play them matters.
How
do you play them matters?
No, it's about who bets it better.
Okay,
well,
whatever.
And that's exactly what he's saying. Who bets it better?
How do you
game management?
It still matters, Steve. I mean,
I understand.
I mean, you put this big, these tenets out there that usually are good for all winning teams. We're talking about the Cowboys. And what we do in Dallas every week is we're going to nitpick everything.
This is a broad generalization.
I know, but we're going to
listen to me. It's like the NBA. The NBA, nobody nitpicks coaches. It depends on who your players are.
82 games.
It depends if you got Steph or LeBron
17
or
games,
whomever.
you're going to nitpick everything the Cowboys do. That's why we have a weekly radio show.
So you think do you think McCarthy's getting nitpicked then?
Oh, yeah, of course he's getting nitpicked, and rightfully so at times, but that's what we do. We're going to nitpick everything.
I mean, that's just us. That's everybody that does that. I mean, okay, the greatest coach that has ever coached the NFL, from my perspective, is Bill Belichick. Can you imagine what Cowboys fans would be saying if McCarthy would have sat on the ball with 90 seconds to go in the first half when Bill just kneeled it out? Punting from your own side of the field? Oh, my God, who would ever do that? Belichick is the best at that. Going back to your original point, I don't think you need the other ingredients. I think you just need the one, and that's the quarterback.
The Magic Man.
I think the Magic Man covers up all of that, and I know fans are going to hate to hear this, but it does come down to those guys in today's NFL. And really, there's going to be criticism regardless, and it almost comes down to a coin flip in the playoffs when you have, because it's going to come down to, does Kyler Murray play better than Dak? Does Dak play better than Aaron Rodgers?
All right.
Does Josh Allen play better than Patrick Mahomes? Those guys cover up a lot of the work.
I like that. If you want to make it all about the quarterback, then it's the same qualities, though. They better be relentless. They better be resilient. And who's going to be more timely? And Dak just showed you there's a lot going on in that football game. I mean, my gosh, it was a roller coaster. You're going, what the? I mean, what are they doing? What? You're saying that the whole game, and then you just watch Dak get the ball, like you say. What was it? 3rd and 25.
Yes, no.
3rd and 25. They're done. They're done. Oh, he just easily goes 24 yards to CeeDee Lamb.
Dak is unfazed. That is the best part about it. That's why this team is unfazed. But so is Aaron Rodgers. So is Tom Brady.
Just a handful of them.
But we're not talking about all 32 teams. We're already saying
but we're talking about all the playoffs teams, and all the playoffs teams have these guys: Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen.
They're unfazed, and so we think the Cowboys are one of the best teams in the league. We think that they're going to be a contender. They should be a contender. So when it comes down to Dak against Aaron Rodgers, who you got?
Now it's who's going to be more timely.
Yes, who you got?
And Brady's the king of timely.
And Brady and Rodgers have proven to be that and have done that. That's the only thing we haven't seen from Dak.
Well, and all this talk about identity that we've been discussing, and people, is Belichick going to take Zeke away? Is this team going back to their Zeke? No, the Magic Man is this team's identity.
Yes.
If you have that in the NFL, you are a legitimate contender.
Yes, and
if you don't, you are not.
And until you win, until you do it on the biggest stages, in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
It's an unknown.
But I still think
it's still an unknown.
In that scenario, let's say the Cowboys are going head to head with Brady in the NFC Championship game. Let's say that. I don't think it's about decisions McCarthy's making.
Okay.
I think it's about, is Dak more timely, more resilient, more relentless than Brady?
Well, yeah, but decisions at the end of the first half, decisions to go for it on 4th down, they play a role in that.
The NFL seems like a video game.
They play a role in that. And what he did
want it to be that
with these guys.
The decisions at the end of games play a role in whether Dak can be more timely. Because again, whether McCarthy kneels on it or uses his timeouts at the right time, like last week, why did he kick the field goal with 20 seconds left? Okay, or 24 seconds left. Why did he bleed the timeout? Why do you give him any chance to field a kickoff and possibly make a play to win the game? Okay, that matters. If that's Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, who had 46 seconds left, not that game. We're talking about the playoffs. But Aaron Rodgers showed you he can get the field goal rate in 40 seconds, right?
Right.
Okay.
But Mac Jones is not going to do that. In fact, Belichick's not even going to let him.
Right. I understand that, but one point is, at the end of the game, the nitpicking. We're talking about McCarthy nitpicking and how it matters because he did leave too much time on.
I'm calling a timeout right then and there. When I have a referee that sat there for 10 minutes, couldn't figure out if it was 3rd down or 2nd down or what the deal is, and then the ball comes in there. Where's the spot? Is it going to change? Is it going to stop? I'm calling a timeout to figure out what I'm going to do.
Yeah, all I'm saying is globally.
If Mac Jones and Nick Folk beat you in 24 seconds in the win,
that's fine. I'm just saying globally to say that the decision making of the coach don't matter. That's not true.
No, I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
But,
yes, in that game, you're right, but I'm just saying it could come into play in playoff games.
But you're calling him the Magic Man, Dak, the Magic Man, and we talked about this before. When last week we said Belichick's going to tell you who the identity of the team is,
right?
And Belichick said, Dak, you have to beat me.
Right.
I'm not going to let the running game beat me. Dak, you have to beat me. And in the first half, it was looking like pretty good because Dak was beating himself, fumbling and throwing picks. He was. I mean,
he scored on the touchdown. I mean, I hear you.
He didn't score.
Okay, but
he didn't score.
I agree.
I've argued with you too.
I agree, but to say that Dak was, I mean, on the fourth down, it was either going to be a fumble or it's going to be turnover in possessions. I don't consider that a turnover.
But
because
it
was fourth down.
They didn't score.
But I don't think that was a situation of Dak beating himself on that fourth down when you put it all together, though.
He knocked the ball out of his hands. Jeff Heath can't knock the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. These guys, they can't knock the ball out. He fumbled. He said it. He didn't play his best game.
I know what he said.
Belichick was letting him try to beat him because I agree with you. If you run, you get, but you can't continue. Like that's why this team is 5-1. You can't continue to say, Dak, you're gonna have to beat me because he's gonna be like, all right. I am going to.
Well, it's got to be one or the other, and Lamar Jackson proved that.
One or the other what?
Well, Baltimore's a running football team. Okay, they like to run the football with their quarterback, but when Eberflus wouldn't let him, what did Lamar do? He threw for 460 yards.
Right.
You've got to be able to do both.
And just like at the end of the game,
that's a magic man.
The game-winning play, okay, the Cowboys had two tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick, archaic, old-school Bill Belichick, was basically playing the run and trying to prevent a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the two tight ends. So the safety jumps to tight end, and you got CD running one-on-one by himself. Fine. Yeah, let Dak beat you. That's why it was wide open play, because he's playing the run.
Right. That's why this team is special.
He's playing the run.
And his team isn't that great either.
No.
Right? I'm just saying, like, the stuff that Belichick did in that game, I really didn't have many questions about it. He's playing his hand of what he
Mike
has.
Zimmer,
he doesn't have the 2002 New England Patriots.
No.
If he had that, he would have done different things.
He doesn't have the magic man.
Mike Zimmer's going to have to figure out, like, they're going to ask the question, what's he going to take away? And the answer is, you have to take away the run and the pass. Good luck.
And to your point about the Magic Man
right.
and the NFL changing, they want it that way. Look at the way the rules have changed. They want those quarterbacks to be the stars like that. It's like the NBA in the 80s that elevated it. You need your Magic, you need your Larry, you need your Jordan to elevate it.
Listen,
and by the way,
in the Vikings game,
and the Cowboys have that guy.
Wait a minute. By the way, Dak Prescott, okay, here we go. 445 yards passing, threw it 51 times. You can't win doing that.
Remember that narrative?
You can't win doing that.
Yeah,
and nobody says that about Mahomes. Time in and time out. Mahomes this weekend threw it 47 times for 397 yards. He had 2 interceptions. He's spitting the ball up, but he's the magic man.
That's the way they win.
He figures it out, and they win.
When are we going to stop counting pass attempts, though? Because seriously,
yards are yards.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but we're looking at that and judging it like old school passing attempts when 20 of those 47 passes probably didn't even get to the line of scrimmage.
That's true.
They're
like runs. They're like runs.
Right. That's why completion percentage is about to be out the window. Unless it's 90%.
That'll be the new NFL.
But just like we were talking about Jock's article last week about this is the identity. When you put these stats, when Dak passed for 100 yards, that got this record, it's BS. I hate people just look at numbers, just look at raw numbers and say, you know, he passed 400 yards to lose. Well, you look at the game and how it transpired.
Right.
This is why he had to do that.
But, Chill, the way that I look at that is whatever you have on your offense that helps your quarterback, that is what you want. It's not about the running back.
Right.
You look at these other teams. Arizona doesn't care who their running back is. Whatever they got to help Murray. Buffalo, they don't care if it's Singletary or Moss. Whatever they've got to help their magic man. This is like a video game. Murray goes up and down the field like he's playing video games.
He is. He's a kid.
I mean, it's ridiculous. The game is changing.
But this offense isn't like that, though.
It isn't, but McCarthy told us, and he's told us time and time again, the offense is still built around the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes, they may run the ball a lot and run the ball well, but the quarterback is the straw that stirs the drink. He's the one that makes it happen. It's quarterback friendly.
Well, this team, I think they balance each other. I mean, 5 years ago, I think it was definitely Zeke that was helping and helping Dak, and I think it's kind of the other way around. But I think that they help each other.
No, they don't.
Did you see the game Thursday night? Tom Brady, what did he lean on? Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
Fournette scores twice, has 100 yards rushing. He's pounding it.
Yeah.
That's helping his quarterback. But it's in the hands of the quarterback and the OC.
You also have to have the running game to be able to do that. I think if a lot of those other quarterbacks had Zeke and the Cowboys offensive line, they would run it more too.
Which is why the more this thing goes along, and we'll discuss this here in our next segment, the Cowboys are looking more and more like not a top 6 team. They're looking more and more like a top 2 or 3 team.
I got breaking news, and it's always the Cowboys. We talked about this earlier. Damontae Kazee arrested early Tuesday morning, charged with DUI. Crazy KZ. Crazy KZ. Always something. You talked about this, Machota, earlier. It's always something. Bye week is always something with the Cowboys. It can never be smooth sailing.
It just started, though.
Huh?
Bye week just started. Didn't he just suffer a concussion? Didn't Casey just?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Who am I thinking of?
He suffered
Who just suffered
he suffered a bad ankle.
Okay.
He suffered a bad ankle on that 76-yard touchdown pass.
Yep.
He suffered a bad ankle. I should have played the ball.
Boy, that was such an odd play. I mean, everybody were still hitting their head on the ceiling celebrating Trayvon Diggs.
Well, Damontae Kazee and I think a lot of other players in that position would have kind of held back because you have this guy who's on this incredible tear. You're just like, he's going to pick this thing off. And I think he kind of probably let up thinking that, Trayvon Diggs is about to intercept this pass right here. And Diggs was probably like, I got help here. I don't know if I can get to this one. And they both kind of were left standing there. I mean, I think it was almost like a perfect storm of, I don't know how many times
pretty good throw by the rookie, too.
It's a good throw, but I guess the safety's number one job would be the last line of defense.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, and you could see that he had a step on the cornerback, Diggs. So the idea that Diggs going to pick this off, make the play. Your job is to make the play. The ball's right in front of you. He did not play the ball or the man. That's unacceptable for my safety play. Unacceptable.
No doubt. That was his play.
And this DUI is unacceptable to going into this bye week.
He acknowledged on, I think he did like a screen grab of someone's tweet, KZ did, of Trayvon Diggs taking, the blame for it and said, like, come on, man, you can't do that. I know that, basically, that it was his fault.
It was.
Acknowledging that.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break here and come back with kind of where the Cowboys sit here at the bye week and how they stack up if you're dreaming big. Next on Media Mash.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with United Ag and Turf. Before you can park yourself in front of the game, park yourself in a John Deere and power through your chores. Our Land Run package is a 1025R, 25 horsepower tractor with a loader, rotary cutter, and a box blade for $229 a month. And the price you see is the price you'll pay, no surprises. So don't miss another kickoff.
Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com. Offer ends February 1st, 2021. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Now let's get to work.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit AT&T.com for details.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash, Steve Denis, Jon Machota, Nick Eatman, Clarence E. Hill Jr. Glad you're with us on this Tuesday. Back to the Wednesday plan with Thursday next week, but here during the bye week, happy to be here on this Tuesday afternoon. All right, let's start this segment with this information. I don't know, just because I tracked it. I don't know why. There was a point where there were 12 teams 3-1 with one 4-0. Now, then there was 7 teams 4-1 with one 5-0. Now it's 5 teams 5-1 with one 6-0. So the cream is kind of starting to separate a little bit from the bottom of the mug, and the Cowboys are one of the 5 sitting there at 5-1. And what's even better for them is they've got a 3-game lead in their division over 2 teams, and looks like that spread may even get bigger.
A lot of elite quarterback play there in all those teams there. Almost every single one has an elite quarterback.
Everyone has a magic man.
Almost. I'm not going to go that far with Tennessee, but everybody else, yeah.
Oh, boy. Tannehill got good in the second half last night, but he's been horrible all year. All right.
But that team is that's built. Their magic man is running the
Derrick
football.
Henry.
And one of the very few in the league like him. So it is a little bit different. You can have a Tannehill when you have a Derrick Henry.
No, for sure.
He is ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
And I had the 3rd pick in my fantasy draft and didn't take him. Took Kamara.
Why?
I don't know. I thought about it for a month, for crying out loud.
League?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, then I would have done the
That
same
makes
thing.
sense.
Yeah, but I was wrong.
Well, we're all wrong.
And people who took Dalvin Cook number 2 were wrong.
If you watch the Saints, the way that they were playing with Jameis, I thought Kamara was going to be their dink and dunk. I would still do that play over again.
Yeah.
In a PPR.
All right. So here's the question, and then we'll morph to a different question. But how things sit here at the bye for the Cowboys. And what's interesting to me about this is, Dak has 5,000? I mean, he's projected for over 5,000 yards. He's already got 1,800. You've got CeeDee Lamb and Amari and Schultz all projected for over 1,000 yards receiving. Zeke, 1,400, almost 1,500 yards rushing. Pollard also over 1,000 yards. Where they sit at the bye, there's no way they can keep up this offensive crazy pace. Is there?
Yeah, absolutely. They're still going to get back Michael Gallup. They're going to get La'el Collins back. I mean, I don't even think Blake Jarwin is.
What defense do they face?
All of them. They've got many games left.
What good defense do they face?
Oh, well, they've got.
Other than Washington, tell me this.
Washington's a good defense?
On paper.
Minnesota?
How many Carolinas go?
I really don't think it matters with the way that their offense is not only structured, but the play caller all the way down to the quarterback, to the offensive line, to all the weapons they have. Like, I don't know, give me the 2002 Buccaneers defense. They're going to score points on them.
This team is going to go into the playoffs with a 5,000-yard passer, 3,000-yard receivers, and 2,000 yards rushers. That's what you're telling me.
17 games. See, the problem is that in a 16-game season, no. In a 17-game season, possibly. Remember a couple of years ago, the Cowboys almost had that anyway.
Yeah, the 3,000 with the 3 receivers, that part didn't surprise me as much as the 2 1,000-yard backs. That is
in the 17-game season, they could have done that a couple of years ago.
What does Schultz have? Like, I'm not bringing up a Schultz debate here, but what does he have for receiving yards right now?
He's third. I mean, he's 4th amongst tight ends right now.
He's 3rd on the team.
But I'm just
standby station
because I don't know if
he's got 358 yards receiving.
3 1,000-yard receivers seems tough if Gallup comes back and takes some of Wilson's and Schultz and all that. But 2 runners and 2 passers. I understand. I agree. 17-game season.
They could have had a couple of years ago. They almost had 3.
But not
2,000-yard rushers.
But what I'm saying, 3 years ago, when Randall Cobb had like 900 yards and he had one big play. I mean, you had 2,000-yard receivers and almost a third one that year.
Right.
So you're saying 4 guys, regardless of where the yards
over
are, 4 guys over 1,000.
That's certainly possible.
That's definitely possible with 17 games. And you have to put the 17 games in there.
Yeah, because the 17-game season completely wipes out anything from the 70s when it comes in early 80s, about 14-game schedules.
80s and before.
Yeah,
anything before the 80s.
Anything before the 80s.
I mean, they're completely out.
Because we got to change our mentality on all that and what the numbers mean. And again,
average per season almost needs to be put in there. Average. Average rushing yards in a season or something like that, and not total yards, just because.
Every time I look up some of these stats,
average per game. Sorry.
And project them out, it is crazy how Dan Marino's numbers still stack up with these quarterbacks of today. Like,
really?
oh my God, yeah. And obviously the way they were playing, they didn't win any Super Bowls, but it is crazy how he would be doing right now.
And he had two really good running backs too, or at least one.
Can't think of any.
Oh, I'm going back before him, aren't I?
Yeah, you're thinking like
I'm thinking Mercury.
You did not. You
Mercury
did not
Morris.
no.
Well, like who did he have? Like Tony Nathan? I mean, who was his running back
from Alabama? Tony Nathan.
Who was the running backs for Marino?
Chill. That's your wheelhouse.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh my gosh, I
remember
know.
when he maybe not with him.
Who was the guy that got traded from Denver that was there that was pretty good? I can't even.
Orlando Murray. No, there's a kicker. Orlando Scary is what I'm thinking of.
No,
they didn't have any run. I mean, they didn't have any running backs really back then. I mean, Tony Nathan.
Why are we talking about Dan Marino?
I don't know.
This is not a Dan Marino offense.
Because when you stump me with something, my brain stops down to figure it out. It's a flaw
Tony Nathan?
that I have. He said Tony Nathan.
Yeah.
He was there in the 80s.
They had another one there.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Why are we talking about Dan Marino?
What about their receivers? Mark somebody and then mark somebody else?
Mark Duper, Nat Moore.
Clayton and Duper.
Yeah.
They were pretty. They were bad.
So the way we sit here at the bye without Cowboys football this weekend, I mean, it's ridiculously thumbs up.
Okay.
On all fronts. In fact, I would challenge you to find anything that is thumbs down if you forget the boot.
How would you feel if they had to play Tampa Bay this week? We'll say Dak's healthy.
Hey, can I just do this right quick since you got me on this thing?
Oh, geez.
Well, do whatever you need to,
okay.
Chill.
Dan Marino's running backs is Tony Nathan, Lorenzo.
You just said, why are we talking about this?
I know, but you got me down this rabbit hole. Sammy Smith, I think that's the guy was
from Oklahoma.
No, it's from FSU.
No, Florida State.
Oh, it's a different Sammy.
Smith.
There was a Sammy Smith from Oklahoma.
No, Mark Higgs, Terry Kirby, Bernie Parmalee, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You were right about that one. And Lawrence Phillips for 1 year, 1997. Remember the great Lawrence Phillips?
Sure, from Nebraska.
Nebraska's Lawrence Phillips.
Played for St. Louis.
Do you think the game goes the same way if they play Tampa Bay this week as it did week 1?
Well, if we're gonna let's morph this discussion into which
Dolphin tight ends. We could talk about their
which of the other teams in the league.
Okay.
I mean, pick one. Everybody's got to pick one. See, mine's going to remain Tampa Bay, so I can answer your question. If we're picking a team here at the 6 games in, there's only 5 or 6 to choose from. We're all going to ignore Arizona, I think.
No, I mean, no.
You might not. But if
why would you ignore Arizona?
Well, because they're not proven.
You don't respect the quarterback.
Well, no, don't start calling me names.
I mean,
we're all picking our favorite team 6 games in to be the team to beat. It's still Tampa Bay to me.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you think Tampa would be worried? I mean, seriously, if it was Tampa and Arizona, okay, I mean, I know everyone thinks Cowboys are in there, and they should be, but I'm just saying, if it goes through Arizona, and they're 14-3, and they have the number 1 seed and a bye and all that, and then the Bucs go into Arizona for the championship game, I mean, the Bucs will be favored.
Yeah,
I think
sure they will.
They should.
And I think the Cowboys.
They're
that's
fighting.
What I'm saying. That's why we're not. No one's thinking that they're not a good team. But I don't think anyone would be worried about going into Arizona.
Is Arizona your team? I'm throwing the question out there, Clarence. Are you saying?
I think Arizona is the best team in football today. Today, right now, they are the best. They're playing the best of anybody in the NFL. Right now,
they have 2 really special players. 3, sorry.
They got 3 receivers.
No, I'm sorry. Hopkins is unbelievable, and it doesn't matter who his quarterback is. He is always there. The quarterback's unbelievable, and then I think the defensive end, the pass rusher, right?
Yeah, he's good. And then you got that rookie receiver that's like,
Yeah.
They have a special
They're not
team.
using him much. They do sporadically.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they got hurt.
It's really hurting them, too. They're 6-0.
No, but I'm just saying, Rondell hasn't even got up to speed yet,
Right.
is my point.
Here's the thing, though. They seem like they're at this all-in, pushing their chips in type mentality. I don't know why I'm use another poker reference here, but do you think the Cowboys will get to that point? Do you think they're going to look at it? I mean, like Ertz seems like a guy that's like, hey, let's just keep it coming here. Let's get this thing rolling. That's what they did. Do you think the Cowboys will or should do something like that?
I don't think they will, because I think those players that they look at are Neville Gallimore and DeMarcus Lawrence. They're winning without those guys.
And
They're gonna
Michael
get those
Gallup.
guys. Yeah, Gallup and that. But to answer your question real quick,
I gotta fix my interior line.
You cannot sleep on Green Bay though, just because of what the quarterback has done to this team, and then also just because of the fact of Mike McCarthy coaching against the Packers in the playoffs. Like, you just cannot. I don't care on paper, of course. If the Cowboys are healthy, you'll look at it and you'll be like, this Cowboys have a better team.
That's happening.
But
that's happening.
I know.
Yeah,
but if those match up, there's no way you're going to look at it and go, yeah, they're going to win this game easy.
I agree. I'm just saying that. That Arizona team beat Tennessee by double digits at Tennessee the open season. Okay, they have not blinked since the beginning of the season. The past couple of weeks, everybody was all in on the Bills. All in on the Bills. How great the Bills were, even though they were not undefeated. Some people had them as the best team in the league. They go to Tennessee, they lose. But I'm just saying, Arizona, their defensive end is a special.
Do you have any concerns about their head coach in the postseason not having any postseason success though?
Well, they won without him the other day.
I'm just saying, like, it's different.
No, I agree.
It's different in the playoffs.
I agree. But
that's why Mike McCarthy was brought here.
I agree, but I just think that in that team is going to be a tough out. I can't wait to see the game. And we all season we've been talking about the Cowboys playing the Chiefs and the Cowboys playing at New Orleans. That damn Arizona game at AT&T Stadium. That's going to be a special game, and that may have major playoff implications.
Is Kansas
MVP
City
implications
still in the conversation at 3-3?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what we're talking about is a bunch of teams that have already been to conference championship games, and two that have not in this recent period. The two that have not are Arizona and Dallas. I mean, I'm not going to rule out Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to rule out the Rams. We're looking for the best team. Okay, not divisional, not conference-wise, just the best team. I'm not going to rule out the Rams, Stafford and that defense. I'm not going to rule out Green Bay. I'm not going to rule out Buffalo. I'm not going to rule out Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Kansas City. All of them have proven much more than Dallas and Arizona. Those two are the outliers. And I would make the case, and I'm with you, Clarence, before you started getting all puffy.
I wasn't puffy.
And nobody respects that quarterback more than me. Love the dude. And Dak and Murray may be my two favorite, except for Brady. So put those two with Tampa.
And maybe there'll be a little bit of a passing of the torch this postseason.
Maybe.
Where you have a Brady, you have an Aaron Rodgers, and maybe it ends up being a Dak.
So who am I leaving out that you love?
No, I'm honestly, I don't mean to kill the conversation, but I think that a lot of times...
Something about the Dolphins?
No, I think... I want to know about the Dolphins tight ends and how they compare to Schultz. That's what I want to figure out. Yeah. No.
Gesicki.
No, I'm talking about the 80s Dolphins.
Okay.
No, they didn't have any tight ends back then. No, I just feel like college football creeps into the conversation all the time, and we're worried about who the best team is. They're better than them. The NFL is structured to the point of they'll figure it out. It doesn't matter if that team that's not on your list there's somebody not on your list that's going to get in the playoffs, and I can't think who they are right now. Maybe it's
Cincinnati.
Maybe it's the 49ers. Maybe it's the Bears. I don't know.
Chargers.
Yeah. But if they get hot and win it all, no one cares. And so the thing is that it's cool to have. We put an article on our website today, power rankings. Cool. I mean, like,
no, you're right.
It just because,
but it is fun.
It's fun, and we have to
for
do
Cowboys fans to picture what they've seen from their team. Through the 6 games here at the bye, and match them up. I mean, sit there in your chair because we all got time.
Yeah.
Let's admit it. At some point in our lives, we all have time. You sit there and match them up. Okay, Dak against Lamar. All the chips are down. It's cold in Baltimore. How's he going to do? How are they going to do?
Yeah.
That's fun. And to me, it comes down to the one team that I think would be trouble is Tampa Bay and Brady.
Okay.
And we've already seen it.
At Lambeau?
Right
Going
now.
to Lambeau in January? You don't think that'd be trouble?
I think Aaron Rodgers' day may be almost done.
But at Lambeau.
I think they could,
January.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys could push him into his Hollywood career.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that the Cardinals are better than the Cowboys?
I do not.
You think the Cardinals are better?
I don't know.
I think the Cardinals are
right
better.
Now, do you think the Chiefs are better than the Cowboys? In Kansas City.
That's a hard
that's
one.
what's going to happen.
The Chiefs are a little thinner than normal.
No.
Okay, I'm
going to say no, too.
No.
But that's it. Those are the only two teams on the rest of the schedule that you could maybe argue that are better than the Cowboys. That's it.
That Vikings game gonna be tough.
I'm not saying they're not going to lose. They're going to lose games. Denver could be tough.
Right,
the Raiders could be tough on Thanksgiving.
Denver's ain't gonna be tough.
The Patriots almost won. I mean, so they're going to slip up and lose some games. But I'm talking about teams that they should beat. They'll probably be favored in every game the rest of the way, except for at Kansas City and maybe Arizona, but I doubt it. I bet they are favored in that game.
See, Arizona has the luxury. Their fans and the city of Phoenix and the state, they have the luxury to sort of, it's enjoyable. Oh, man, this team is so much fun to watch. Dallas has some baggage, that comes with fans wondering how their team stacks up. It's really not as luxurious as it is for the Cardinals. It's, man, is this team going to get in the playoffs and lose their first playoff game again?
Well,
Are they going to get a bye? I mean, it's there, isn't it?
Well, it'll always be there until they get back to at least an NFC Championship game.
That's right.
And as long as that streak continues to be out there, people are always going to say it. But I don't know how you can sit there and watch this team, and more specifically watch this quarterback play, and not think that they don't have the makings to win in January and February.
Yeah, they have to. And if it's not this year, maybe it's next year.
Oh, we're talking about the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Or Arizona? Okay, yeah. I thought we were talking about Arizona. I mean, I didn't know.
No, we're back to the Dolphins.
Next year, they won't have Kellen Moore. They won't have Dan Quinn. You can't be talking about next year. We don't know. Next year ain't promised.
You got a crystal ball over there?
Four is still here.
I'm just saying with everybody. If you listen to everybody talking, Kellen Moore's got a job.
Kellen Moore's so great that he saved the conference call.
Is there any?
Joe Trahan couldn't even fix it. Kellen Moore could. I thought that was funny. Go ahead.
I just wonder if there's any offensive coordinator out there that would be like, God, there's nobody that would come here to want to, like, with Dak and Zeke and Pollard and all these.
It's the relationship, though. They don't have the relationship with Dak.
Get it. Go hang out in Cabo for a week and go get it and come here.
Mike McCarthy will take over calling plays.
You know the McAdoo's already on the staff, right? Ben McAdoo's already on the staff.
Like they want Ben McAdoo?
It's McCarthy guy.
McCarthy will call the plays before he gives it to Ben McAdoo.
Well,
you did just throw some water over this whole thing. You're shooting down the prospect.
I'm just saying that let's not talk about next year. Don't put next year out there because we don't know what's happening next year. They have a chance to win now.
We don't know what's happening in 2 weeks in Minnesota. Right. We don't know if Cooper Rush is
I'm going to go against you on this. When Dak signed that contract, the window opened
it's
for
a Dak
those
window.
4 years.
It's a Dak
window. As long as Dak's there, they're going to be in the conversation. I don't care who's calling the plays.
It's a Magic Man window.
We talked about Arizona.
Randy Gregory going to be signing somewhere next year with a big free agent contract.
Oh, my God. Chill. There's this thing. This is crazy.
Dalton Schultz going to have a big $20 million contract.
Stick with me here. This is going to get wild. They have this thing called the NFL draft. In the last 2 years, they've done pretty well at that. I'm actually, for the first time in a while, I'm really fascinated by what they're going to add on defense.
Can they replace the number one tight end in the league, though? Can they do that?
Why are you doing
the number one tight end?
Why are you doing this? You know what you're doing.
You've already gone there? He won the argument.
Can they replace him?
He's number 4. He's number 4. Go look at the numbers.
Can they do this?
Damn, I said top 3 and I'm one away.
You're there.
I'm almost there. And Chill just hates it.
Well, Chill put him at number 1.
I just said, I don't know how you.
Hey, I was saying this about Arizona though. I mean, they're having a great season. I can promise you this though: if they get to a playoff game and have to host the Cowboys, they're going to hate it. And I'm not saying they'll lose, but playoff tickets, like you have to buy them like the week. I mean, they go on sale, and it's Cowboy fans would flood that place if that happened.
Yeah. The other thing, though,
they did the same thing in Los Angeles a couple years ago,
and they lost.
I believe
the Cowboys lost.
Okay,
I believe the Cowboys.
Tell me the point.
I also believe that the Cowboys.
The goal is to win, not to flood the place. All I'm saying is the goal is for the Cowboys to win. I don't care if there's more fans there or not.
They weren't the better team.
Okay, I'm just saying. I just want the Cowboys. People want the Cowboys to win.
The Cowboys are built
not to have the most fans.
Put that in a headline.
I'm sorry, Herm Edwards. I mean, I understand how it works.
People want the Cowboys to win.
Oh, well, okay.
By Clarence E. Hill.
I'm just saying that we get excited about things that not. No attack on you.
Right.
I'm no attack on you. But many times around here, it's always about the fans taking over the stadium. It's too much all this other stuff. They haven't just win the damn game.
Okay.
Make a move in the play. I just don't get
kind of like they did against the Chargers when they had half the fans.
Yeah,
there. When Zerline made that kick, and it's
the venue, fans, and all that stuff do matter in the playoffs. Though.
Okay.
And let me also say this: I do think the Cowboys have shown you with the way this team is built that they can go in Lambeau and win in January. I don't know if the Cardinals. I don't know if I feel that way about them. going into Lambeau in January. I don't know if that rolls.
Now you see what I meant about the Cowboys don't have the luxury. I feel some of what Clarence feels, and a lot of fans do too, I imagine. But this is a good bye week conversation. What the hell? Before we get out of here, real quick, it's a bye week for everybody. What's the one thing you can do in the bye week that you can't the rest of the year? What are you hoping to do?
For me personally?
Yeah. Real quick,
Steve. I have no life. I'm just going to continue to write Cowboys articles. Go.
Wow.
I'm gonna actually call a high school football game.
Sweet.
Be a color analyst.
For what game?
Okay.
It's in Prosper. It'll be Rock Hill versus Lake Dallas.
That'll be fun.
Are you color or play-by-play?
I'm color.
Okay.
I'll be
nice,
color.
nice.
So it'll be fun.
Good for
something
you.
I was going to do.
Where can I hear it?
There's a website. There's a high school. I forgot exactly what it was called, but
you should be able to pub it so everybody can hear it.
So we can all critique.
You got a lot of fans out there.
I'm
sir.
sorry. I'll get to that.
Chill?
I was going to do every week, but I'm
going to go visit my dad in San Antonio. So it's time my dad.
Winner.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
nice.
I got to.
That's awesome.
Nice. All right. Well, have
about you?
Have a good bye.
Yeah. What are you going to do? You're going to hit him straight?
Boy, what a shock!
Hit some golf balls.
I'm going to play golf.
Okay.
That's all I do. You guys actually work.
All right, get that finger fixed.
Thanks for letting me chat Cowboys with you again today, though. Chris Beam,
the Buckeyes,
the rookie. Thanks. We got Indiana tomorrow, Saturday night at night. We got back-to-back night games. Indiana, and then I'm going to Penn State game. Yes, really? I am. Got to see my kid.
Is college football season still going on? I've tuned it out.
For some
you're out. Yeah. Out.
Ours is just beginning.
I've tuned it out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You guys have fun during the bye week.
Right.
Thank you all out there across Cowboys Nation for checking us out. Back at 4 o'clock Wednesday next week. Enjoy the bye week. See ya.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!